everybody, my name is Kubits, and welcome to my list of the very best mods for a survivalism style playthrough. Recently, I've been playing a lot of The Long Dark, and it reminded me of how much fun survivalism resource gathering gameplay can be. So I decided to share with you all of the best mods I can recommend for a survivalism style playthrough. Some of these mods add convenience, some add difficulty, but all of them are compatible together, so feel free to mix and match them as you please. Without further ado, let's get into the mod list. First on the list, we have Campsite, a mod that has everything you could want out of a camping mod in Fallout 4. This mod gives you the ability to craft many different styles of tents and sleeping bags, along with multiple other camping-related utilities. Cooking pots, fires, chairs, dog beds, lanterns, they're all included in this mod. And while exploring the world, you can place them almost anywhere you like. You can even create a map marker for your campsite, so you never lose track of it. If you consider yourself a little immersion crazy, then this mod provides you the perfect reason to stay outside of your settlements for extended periods of time, and gives you a place to sleep and save whenever you really need it. One of my favorite things about the mod is that if you also happen to be a fan of settlement building, nearly all of these objects are permanently placeable in any of your own settlements if you choose to build them. If you like survivalism style gameplay, there's no reason why you shouldn't have this mod. Next up, I have two different backpack mods for those of you who need some extra carry weight to lug around your tents and sleeping bags, or for those of you that just like the look of them aesthetically. The first mod is Backpacks of the Commonwealth. This is an incredibly impressive mod that places a variety of different backpacks that spawn on NPCs and that can be found in unique locations around the Commonwealth. All of these backpacks provide extra carry weight and their own unique buff depending on what theme of backpack you find. I really like this mod because all of the backpacks have their own very distinctive style that'll fit nearly any kind of character you want to play. Also, there's this added bonus of discovering these unique items throughout the world, which adds an exploration element that's kind of fun. And if you're looking for a backpack mod that is a little bit more standard in style, or just one that allows you to craft even more backpacks, consider giving Survivalist Go Bags a try. This has actually been one of my favorite mods for Fallout 4 for several years now, mainly because I just love the model work done on these backpacks. There is a huge variety to choose from for any style of survivalist character, and of course each of them gives you more inventory space. However, unlike the previous mod, these backpacks can only be crafted and aren't discoverable around the world. If you're looking for backpacks with a slightly more contemporary and subtle vibe, this is the mod for you. Another small but very important mod in my opinion is Give Me That Bottle. This is a mod that accomplishes one very simple thing. It allows you to reuse the bottles that you store your water in. No longer will you have to frantically search for bottles after consuming the last of your purified water. In my opinion, this mod is a must-have because the way the bottles are handled in vanilla just doesn't make a ton of sense. The next mod on this list is extremely cool. It's one of those mods that's both very creative and should have been in the vanilla game to begin with. It's called Canteens of the Commonwealth. This mod gives you the ability to wear a bunch of different styles of canteens on your belt. These canteens are not just aesthetic though. They're a much less clutter-filled way to carry around your water. All of these canteens can be crafted at the canteen workbench provided by the mod, and you can even craft a pure water station, a place to refill your canteen at your settlement. The mod author has also included locations throughout the world where you can collect dirty water if you need to. Nearly every canteen except for the plastic water bottle can fit about 6 different drinks of water in it. The mod author also made it super easy to tell how much water you have left. All you have to do is go into your inventory and look at the percentage in the bracket. Overall, this mod is an excellent visual addition and an extremely appropriate mod for the established survivalist character. The next mod that we have is Survival Options. This mod is almost universally considered a necessary mod to have installed if you're doing a survival mode playthrough. This mod lets you customize your survival experience in tremendous amounts of detail. You can toggle on and off your needs, enable fast travel, create customizable autosaves, change the rate at which your needs decay, change the damage percentage you deal and receive, along with a whole host of other options. Almost any detail of the survival mode can be tweaked to your preferred intensity. If there is ever one little feature keeping you from continuing with survival mode, or you just want to generate a more challenging experience for yourself, this mod is a perfect addition to your load order. The next mod is another one of my personal favorites. Sofa Surfer is a mod that simply gives you the ability to sleep on any of the sofas you come across in the Commonwealth. That's right, no longer will you experience the obnoxiously short sleep durations on sleeping bags or mattresses as often. Because now, couches function the same as beds and provide the same bonuses. In my opinion, it just makes sense you'd be able to crash on a sofa just as easily as a bed in Fallout. Given the amount of disgusting things that your character is willing to eat, given the amount of disgusting locations your character is willing to go, why would they be too highbrow to sleep on a sofa? Another little mod that I like to use is Survival Quick Save. This allows you to quick save just like you could in a non-survival game. You just have to make sure that you equip the usable item in your aids section to a hotkey and you're ready to go. Keep in mind though, it only saves about 3 or 4 saves total, so you might regret abusing the save functionality if you find yourself in a sticky situation. Overall, if you're looking for a super easy and quick mod to install, giving you the ability to quick save whenever you like, I absolutely recommend it. Moving along, we have Better Cooking Stations, another one of my personal favorites. This mod is a settlement mod that provides more visual variation to cooking stations, along with some very handy features if you're doing a survival playthrough. If you have a spare settler, you can actually assign them to a cooking station now. And not only will they begin to produce a certain amount of food for the settlement, but they will also act as a vendor if you need to stock up on necessities before heading back into the wilderness. The ability to return to a settlement and feel like there's actually a tangible benefit to having working settlers in your own home base is extremely nice. It also gives you more of an opportunity to easily sell the food or resources you collect if you need the extra caps. Next up, we have an extremely expansive mod I've mentioned once before in my combat improvement video, Horizon. This mod is a massive overhaul that changes just about every aspect of gameplay in big and small ways. Ultimately, the combat is more difficult, items are more scarce, and there are more benefits to playing a survivalist character and building up your settlement. Added into the mod are many survival-based perks, making the acquisitions of pelts and meats off of creatures a skill and not just something any wastelander can take for granted. Additionally, there are a variety of herbal remedies that your character can and possibly will have to craft to stay alive in a world with little spare medical supplies and no automatic limb regeneration. Also, this mod even has a system of immersive fast travel that you can create at your settlement that requires specific resources and perks to use. Plus, you've got far less carry weight and therefore need to choose your items carefully when heading out to explore the wasteland. You will no longer be able to carry many days of rations. You'll need to plan ahead for your expeditions. Overall, there is a lot to say about this mod, and I may make a video dedicated to covering it completely. But for now, understand that it amplifies the difficulty of surviving in a wasteland many times over. In fact, if I had to pick my favorite mod released for Fallout 4 yet, this would be it. It radically changes the gameplay and makes the progression of your own skills and settlements much more rewarding. That being said, I am aware that Horizon is a very hardcore mod that may not appeal to everyone. So if you aren't interested in a more challenging combat or alteration of the game too much, there are several alternatives. Consider installing Fallout 4 Loot Overhaul. This is a mod that intensifies the scavenger's experience in the wasteland. No longer will you stumble upon so many cans of purified water just laying around. The wasteland is full of other survivors that have scavenged the place clean by now. Useful items are still placed in the world and in containers, but they are much less abundant. As a result, it is much more necessary to rely on your own abilities in the game to provide water, food, and medical supplies. If you don't mind a little bit of desperation in your playthrough, and ultimately want your own skills and perks to mean more, I highly recommend installing this mod. That being said, if you are using Horizon, I don't really recommend installing both of these at the same time. Horizon already alters the spawn rates of items, and unless you really hate yourself, these two mods don't work super well together. However, if you don't like the other changes of Horizon, this is definitely worth installing. Another mod I'd recommend if you're passing over Horizon is carry weight modifications. This simply allows you to tweak the amount of carry weight available to you when you're playing the game. For a more challenging survival experience, you can reduce extra space in your inventory to make the process of gathering supplies more trying. Or if you want an easier experience, you can always increase your carry weight. And the very last mod on this list is immersive fast travel. This is a mod that allows you to craft multiple methods of fast travel in your settlement that all require specific resources to use. Motorcycles, vertibirds, and even teleporters are available to craft and use to move around the wasteland. Part of what I like about this mod is that there is a real penalty you face when choosing to travel between destinations over sticking your neck out and traveling through more dangerous locations. This is a mod that rewards you much more in the late game while providing a clear goal that you can eventually work up to. On the whole, I tend not to rely on fast travel almost ever, but I know that's not the case for everyone. So if you're looking for your resources to mean more, or just looking for an immersive way to utilize fast travel, this is the mod for you. Well guys, I hope that you enjoyed this list of mods. If you like them, please make sure to endorse them on the Nexus. I know I personally love survivalism in any game, possibly because I'm such a nerd and would never actually stick my neck out IRL, but also possibly because I think that the creativity of modders really comes out when they start adding these additional features in the game. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. I make Fallout content all the time, and if you'd like to, check out my playlist for Fallout 4 mod compilations that I've made. If you're looking for a more challenging combat experience, I recommend you check out my video on how to fix Fallout 4's combat. With all of that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.